Well, believe it or not, we had some more technical difficulties. So once we start discussing our next investigation, we lost some video footage that featured JP's disgusting face. And so for the rest of the video, at that point, you'll just see me, but you will still hear his audio. Sorry again.
In 1912, a brutal axe murder in Villisca, Iowa, left 8 people dead inside of a locked home. Join us today as we uncover the facts behind this enduring mystery. This is one of the most haunted places in the Midwest. Is the trauma from this event the cause of the hauntings today, or is it just something more sinister? We also have a mailed-in ghost story for you.
Welcome back to HaHaHaunted. I'm your host, Ryan.
And I'm JP. And
apparently you have a story for us today. And I have a ghost story to tell from one of our avid
listeners.
Cheers. Oh, I thought you were going to cheers me back.
I thought I did.
Okay, this is awkward.
This is what they're talking about, why it's so awkward.
Yeah. All right, so we're not going far from here to Villisca, Iowa. I actually don't know where that's at.
Somewhere in Iowa.
Oh, my God. How do you spell it? Villisca.
Iowa.
2.5 hours away.
Oh, that's not bad.
We could go there.
We could. Oh,
Is this place available for...
Yeah, they said for investigations. Shut up. Let me find another place for you.
All right, talk to me, Goose. What's the lowdown? Also, it's been like
13 minutes.
Well, I was going to say it's almost been 2 weeks since we've released an episode.
Oh, yeah, I thought you meant how long we've been trying to record here.
Yeah, well, that's kind of a given.
That's also from me.
Yeah. It's been almost 2 weeks since our last episode. I don't even remember what we talked about. It's been that long. And I'd never released the behind the scenes episode, which I still need to do.
You do. Hopefully this sounds a lot better because last time we tried out a new mic. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties, but I think we're getting it figured out now. So hopefully our
That's exactly
listeners
what we said last time.
When we started every episode's just going to get better and better, hopefully. We learned from the last one.
Or it's going to get worse.
Or it's going to get worse for me.
Yeah.
I do almost kind of like a true crime story. It's one of the most
true crime story / paranormal.
Yeah, that has become.
It's a crossover.
Yeah, because
I need to add in the Bailey's here. Bailey's our executive producer today. Bailey, what's the show that we always play at the lake house?
NCIS.
NCIS, is it? No, Law and Order. We need the Law and Order. Dun dun.
Oh. It's NCIS.
Yeah, but I need the Law and Order.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, but I need the Law and Order. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Oh,
dun dun.
I got it.
Yeah.
I got you. You want me to play it?
No.
Alright.
I'll put it in the. Go ahead.
I mean, back then it obviously happened in 1912, but it was a big ordeal because 8 people were murdered. But this is one of the most famously unsolved murders.
That's kind of funny because I've never heard of it.
Well, you're going to hear it today.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
Hold on.
Oh, hi. Thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
I'm still a piece of garbage.
Oh. I kind of want to read like a synopsis of the story, and then we're going to go over
do
everything else for it.
Love to hear you read a synopsis about the War of 1812.
On the night of June 9th, 1912, the small town of Villisca, Iowa, was shaken by a series of brutal murders that remain unsolved today. In the Moore household, 8 people lost their lives when an unknown assailant attacked.
Assailant.
That's what I said.
Assailant.
Oh.
Assailant. Anyways, as you were.
An unknown assailant.
Read your own. You can't even read your
can't
own
even read this,
Word
dude.
document, dude.
What is happening here? Sorry, guys.
This Chat GPT.
No. When an unknown assailant attacked with an axe while the family slept. The victims included Josiah and Sarah Moore, their 4 children, and 2 overnight guests. God, that would suck, dude.
Could you imagine like that?
Like, hey, can I go sleep over
Can
at
we hang out?
John's house and
Or Jedediah?
Jedediah's house, and then I woke up dead?
Well, you wouldn't wake up.
You would. You can't go to bed alive. Or you could go to
What?
bed alive. You can't.
Man, that fucking Heineken is
You wake up dead.
talking.
No, it's Scary Movie 3, man.
Oh.
You can't go to bed dead. You gotta go to bed alive, so then you have to wake up dead.
What are we doing?
You know it.
Read your form.
All right. So the poor two friends who spent the night at the wrong house that night.
We're not supposed to be cursing, by the way.
Oh, I always forget. You're right.
And we're drinking.
The 2 sleepover guests also died. Poor kids. So,
Kids?
yeah.
It was kids that died?
They had a sleepover, dude. That's what I'm saying.
Did they have sleepovers in 1912?
Why would they not?
Did they call it a sleepover back then, or what did they call it?
I
Slumber
don't know.
party.
Yeah, slumber
No.
hanging out at Jed's house because
Jed's house.
they have better food.
I gotta go help Jed build this log cabin. I think we'll just
They're
stay the night.
closer to the doctor that owns the house next to him in the basement, just in case we need him. You know, because
Oh, to do like surgery,
yeah,
and then you have another dead
And
person, and now we have another
we
haunted
died
house.
in the house, and
Haunted house, another Sally house.
the damn surgeon couldn't do nothing.
Anyways, all right, we've strayed way off track.
You're right. I'm sorry. So after they were
I
basically,
don't think we've made it out of the first paragraph here.
No, we haven't. Notably, investigators found that all doors and windows were secured from the. Jesus.
Secured.
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 Technically, it could be secured.
Yeah. Technically, it could be. All the windows were secured.
I need security.
Security.
They were all locked from the inside, deepening the mystery of how the killer managed to enter and escape undetected.
The killer was already in the house.
But it was 1912.
Solved
Dude.
it.
There's no cameras. I feel like that's the time to murder people.
There wasn't even cameras in high school.
I just
Yes,
mean,
there
like,
were. What are you talking? What?
Nobody had like ring cameras or anything.
Bailey, we didn't grow up in the 19 teens.
Have like
It's not 1920.
people didn't have that in their house,
Yeah, they did in high school.
and not unless you were like rich.
Yeah.
Oh my
Are
God.
you kidding me?
CCTV is not like an expensive thing to have.
Oh, comes from the Johnson County kid.
I think you moved my camera. I need
I
you to,
didn't touch your.
well, I need you to move it a little bit. Yeah, you did. She moved.
I didn't move it.
There you go. That's perfect.
Oh,
Nope.
oh.
Back where it was.
There
Right
you
there.
go.
Okay.
This is
All
gonna
right,
be,
that's perfect.
This is going to be some editing for you, man.
I know.
In the immediate aftermath, law enforcement and local residents were left with more questions than answers. The case
Me too.
Yeah, lots of questions. The case quickly became one of the most infamous unsolved crimes in American history, with extensive investigations yielding little evidence to conclusively identify the murderer. Over the years, the house where the tragedy occurred, now often referred as
Villisca?
the Villisca Axe Murder House, has also attracted attention for its reported paranormal activity now.
That's where we come in.
That's where we're coming in, boy.
Whoa.
And visitors and local residents have documented a range of unusual phenomena. Oh my God, I can't say that word either.
Phenomenon.
But it hasn't have
Phenomena?
at the end.
Phenomena.
Phenomena. Has some unusual
Phenomena.
Phenomena.
Phenomena. Has some unusual activity from ghost bitches.
If you say, it's like when you say a word
Like
too many
alumni?
times, it doesn't sound like a word anymore.
Doesn't sound right.
Is it like alumni and alumna?
Alumna.
Phenomenon or
Aluminum.
Okay, it doesn't sound like a word anymore.
Okay, so it ranged from unusual, scary stuff. God, this is so bad, guys. Just
Anyways,
spooky stuff.
It's
man.
just, yeah.
Had some spooky things happen there.
Has some, I don't want to say spooks because that's like a racist term.
Spooks?
Yeah.
It is?
Well, that's, never mind. I'm not going to say it, but it rhymes with that. Have you ever seen Gran Torino?
Spooks. What rhymes with spooks?
G-
Oh. I thought you meant like spooky, like because they wore like white and looked like ghosts.
KKK?
Yeah.
No.
Edit that out, please.
I'm going to be spending.
You're going to spend a lot of time editing.
Yeah, I am.
Also, don't act like I didn't notice when I was like, post here.
Yeah, and I didn't. I told you I wasn't going to.
All right. Over the years, the house where the tragedy occurred, now often referred to as the Villisca Axe Murder House,
Nice.
has also attracted attention from its reported paranormal activity. Visitors and local residents have documented a range of unusual, spooky stuff. These include unexplained footsteps, disembodied voices.
Yes. We're very familiar with that.
Yes. Yeah, we are, man. We got some personal experience in that for you guys. And sightings of shadowy figures, particularly during the nighttime, though.
Isn't that always when it happens?
While these accounts are anecdotal, is that how you say that? That's
Yeah.
that right?
Anecdotal. Yep.
Yeah.
You nailed that one.
While these accounts are anecdotal and remain unverified by scientific standards, they have contributed to the house reputation as one of Iowa's most haunted locations.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah. Today, the Villisca Axe Murder House continues to be the subject of both historical inquiry and paranormal investigations, drawing true crime enthusiasts
Inquiry.
and that's what I said.
Inquiry. Anyways.
Today,
That Atchison education is gleaming.
is doing so well.
It's gleaming.
Hey, I was top of my class. I definitely wasn't. Don't clap your hands.
That was me applauding you for being top of
I
your
was
class
like
in Atchison.
33%.
Top 33? You were
Bottom
top
33.
third? That checks out.
I was just skating across graduation hoping to, please tell me you're going to hand me that over to me.
They would have told you beforehand if you weren't graduating.
They'd probably embarrass the shit out of us for that.
No, they would not. That's insane, even for Atchison standards.
Go to get it handed to you and they're like, psych, you f***ing suck.
Just punch you in the face.
Just drop kicks you off the stage.
Yeah. Get a Sparta kick off the stage for
You f***ing idiot. Oh, you freaking idiot.
you shame this town.
How dare you come to this graduation? Today, the Villisca Axe Murder House continues to be subject of both historical inquiry.
Inquiry.
That's what I said.
Inquiry. You said it twice.
Okay, this is like British and not British or something. I feel like you can say it either way.
Yeah, you can say it
Inquiry.
wrong or you can say it correct.
It's like comparable and comparable.
Yeah.
I always say comparable.
It's like creek and crick. It's still, you know what I'm saying.
No. No.
I think it's
Okay.
okay.
Creek and crick is like, where are you from?
Okay, so maybe that's where I'm from. Inquiry.
Crick?
Yeah.
Tomato, tomato.
Yeah, I'm from the crick too.
No, you're not.
Yes, I said crick.
You said creek. Just because you put boots on doesn't make you someone that says crick.
No, but my bolo tie does.
The bow tie, that's what ties it in.
Yeah.
All right. The lingering mystery of that fateful night, combined with documented reports of unexplained activity, keeps the tragic legacy of the unanswered questions of the Villisca very much alive in the public imagination.
I'm intrigued.
So how do 8 people wake up dead? I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna butcher these names because, all right. So to summarize, sounds like a whole family, their kids, and their poor little friends were murdered from an axe.
That's kind of crazy. One axe that got 8 people.
And nobody could figure out who did it. So on the morning of June 10th of 1912, a neighbor named Mary Peckham, I'm going to butcher all these names, sorry guys, noticed that the Moore family, their house was eerily quiet.
Mind your business, Miss Peckham.
One of those kids are just out there wreaking havoc, and I don't hear today.
Mind your business,
I should probably go check on them.
Mary.
Also, like, sorry, I'm not.
No, go ahead.
But with an axe, don't you have to like?
That's a saw.
I think they're more like pop,
Oh, so they just like chop
like
their heads off.
more bludgeoned than like cut, I guess.
Yeah, he's not going with the
I was
axe.
gonna say like they should have time to run away. If they,
I think
if it's a saw,
so. I think it happened while they were sleeping. So he like went one by one while they were sleeping, and probably like hit him in the head each time. That's what I was.
You think you'd hear something,
You think you would, but
It would have to be a really fucking sharp axe.
but like you're locked inside. Like, just undo the lock.
just push the
Aren't
window.
all houses, all houses are locked.
Wait, do you lock your house at nighttime?
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't.
What's your address?
I'm also just like under the covers, like 1 foot out. Like, no, don't come get me.
Leave your ass hanging out of the covers.
No. I hope not a crazy murderer comes into my house tonight.
Weird.
So I can become a trauma ghost.
A trauma ghost?
Yeah, you know, because some trauma happened, unfinished business.
Just tell me about the story.
No, hold on. But can you imagine? I now am worried about where and how I die, because what if I go to a gas station, like a shitty gas station, that we're like on,
You got plenty of those.
right? But like you're traveling with your family, like so you're on what random highway with
Like a
really
rest
nothing.
stop?
Yeah, like a random rest stop, but it's super dingy, and you're just like one of those like, I'm not gonna touch that bathroom because that's disgusting. But then I get murdered in there.
And you have to haunt that
And
place.
I'm stuck there for the rest of my life or for eternity because
So if you could
I'm
be,
a
like,
ghost.
If you could haunt anywhere, like where would you haunt?
I'd haunt anywhere that Ryan's at while he's still alive, just to piss him off.
Honestly, I've gone upstairs in the middle of the night to like feed Conway, and I'm like, God damn it! If I see a ghost of JP like his grandma did, I'm going to freak the fuck out.
Why are you cursing?
You heard.
I have to edit all this.
It's fine. You can just bleep it out like you've been doing.
Do you know how hard that is?
Okay, so bleep.
Okay, I'll re-say it.
No, it doesn't matter if you re-say it. You already said it.
No, like you can just cut that part out.
No.
I'll go upstairs in the middle of the night, like to feed our baby, and when I go upstairs, I think about the story of your grandma about how she saw you in the hallway, and I'm like, if I see JP in our hallway, I'm going to freak out.
It's just me. Like I'm not here. I'm a ghost.
If I see your
Really, it's just
silhouette
me, like,
anywhere in my
sneaking in.
house at night, I'm...
But you guys.
Anyways, I started blasting.
But you look alike, so it's like if I see myself.
Was that me? I don't have legs like that.
Yeah, where are my legs? Am
It's like
I a floating torso?
Is this one of those like House of Mirrors that I'm living in?
No. No.
Like where it distorts you?
Yeah. Yes.
No, but I would be so mad if that's where I'd had a haunt. Like I gotta haunt this stupid gas station.
Just be truckers.
The
up.
people that come in, they're just gonna be like,
Like, I don't even want to haunt you.
like I'm just gonna be like, boo, and they're gonna be like, get out of here, Gabe.
not even going to hear you. Yeah. Stand behind that hole in the wall, boy.
Of course, I died right next to a glory hole.
Yeah, you're stuck in the stall.
Like, damn it. I can't get out of this bathroom at all. Like, stuck there.
Anywho,
All right, so let's wrap back to the axe murder that happened in this house. So the neighbor came and said, "Hey, I'm concerned that this house is too quiet when normally it's not, so I'm going to go check on them the morning of." And but first she contacted Josiah Moore's brother, which is the father of the house. We'll go
What
over the
was
victims
Josiah
here.
Moore's brother's name?
I don't know.
Jeb?
We called him Jeb. Yeah, let's call him Jeb for this.
The morning of that it happened.
The morning after, I guess.
I feel like our neighbors would be like, haven't heard from them.
Yeah.
We never hear from them.
We were gone all week.
Finally, they're quiet.
They haven't shoveled their driveway.
They never do.
No, I had to. The problem is I do shovel the driveway.
Too much. You have a snowplow?
I got a shovel.
Our neighbor does, and now I just act like I'm too. I don't know.
Lazy?
Just like, oh my god, I can't shovel this big driveway.
Oh, you have like a snowblower?
Our neighbor does, and he comes over and does it.
Does he? He's like, God, this guy
He's
again.
like, you know what? I'm just gonna. And now he doesn't even ask. He just comes over and does it. Jason's like, I'm gonna go shovel. I'm like, no, wait for our neighbor. To do it.
Yeah.
He loves his snowplow. All right.
God, worst neighbor ever. Anyways,
So she heard, or she didn't hear.
Yeah, she didn't hear any noise, so she was like, hey, something's weird. Let me call his brother to let him know. Because I guess I'm too
call?
lazy.
When did the telephone? When was the telephone?
She or contact. Maybe she sent a pigeon.
Took a week.
She wrote it. And she's like, this is my expedite.
No,
This is
wrong pigeon, wrong pigeon.
To get the same day pigeon.
The Amazon pigeon.
Not Jarvis. Get fucking Sarah because
The Prime pigeon.
the prime pigeon. They paid for the subscription.
between 5 and 10.
Yeah. Do you want this pigeon between 5 and 10 a.m. or 11 and 3 p.m.?
This pigeon does coke. This pigeon does not.
Yeah.
When do you want it to get there? Like, I'm gonna go with the coke one because
I'm not
this
paying for
seems
that.
more urgent.
I'm not paying for that.
I'd pay for the coke pigeon. Hopefully, brings me some
Coke?
coke with it.
Why would he bring you Coke? He needs
pigeon.
that for his job.
Maybe he'll share.
He needs it for his job.
Now I got the coke and the package.
God. If you unsubscribe, I understand.
I totally understand as well.
Anyways,
You don't.
we're having a really hard time moving past this
You
part
also don't-
about Mary.
You also don't do coke.
We don't. Never. But we need to get past Mary being concerned. We're stuck here at Mary.
She's always concerned. Always.
Mary, did you know?
Stop. Mary.
So she called the brother, and I'm guessing he is
You're
the
not-
one who.
No way. Hold on.
Did I say call again? So she contacts the brother somehow
The pigeon.
by pigeon carrier. When were
What time
phones?
period is this?
1912.
Oh, they definitely did not have phones.
Not even the little rotary ones.
I misspelled invented.
That took just as long as the pigeons.
Oh, places. That's not what I want. 1876. So she could have called.
She called. Or was it one of those phones like you put up your ear and you crank it? Josiah!
He's probably like phone number 100. 100.
What was his number? 3. And no, just 3.
Just 3. Hey, what's your phone number? 3.
So the
Call after 7 though, so data
brother
rates.
is contacted. Contact verification is unknown.
Probably called.
Probably called. Maybe pigeon.
No voice.
Pigeon or call. He's the one that walked in and discovered a horrific scene. He's the one that saw every murder of the household, or every murder.
Maybe he was the killer.
Oh,
I'm
maybe.
sorry.
How did he get
How
caught?
did he get the door unlocked?
That's why she contacted the brother.
Maybe he had a spare
I
key
give my
or
sister a key. I'm sure. I mean, 1912.
which sister?
Brooke.
Okay.
Definitely not Kennedy.
Yeah, I was going to say Kennedy, that key is probably in somebody else's possession.
I left it at 54th Street again.
Why is the key at 54th Street?
That's where I left my purse 15 times. She always does.
Which 54th Street?
The one in Zona. So
Zona.
somebody finds a purse, steal it. Collecting debt, really.
Collecting debt, yeah. You're worse off taking the purse.
Yeah. I stole this purse. My credit score went down.
Yeah.
But he found every member of the household had been bludgeoned to death with an axe, and he assumes why they slept. So the victims, all 8 of them, were Josiah Moore, the father, he was 43, Sarah Moore, the mother, who was 39, Herman Moore, 11, Catherine Moore, 10, Boyd Moore, 7, Paul Moore was 5, and the friends that stayed there, oh, they were siblings too, dang. Lena Stillinger, she was 12, and Ina.
Probably
Stillinger.
Ina.
Is that what I said? No, I said Ina, huh? Ina? Ina
Stillinger?
Ina Stillinger. Hey, she was 8, dude. Chill.
I am chill. It's very sad.
The 8-year-old Stillinger. The Stillinger sisters had been friends with the Moore children and were staying overnight after attending a church event with the family.
It's even worse.
Crime details for this. The killer used an axe belonging to Josiah Moore, which was left on scene. The victims were killed in their beds, and their faces were covered with cloths. The ceilings had gouges, suggesting the killer swung the axe so forcefully that it hit the ceiling. Told you they have low ceilings back in the day.
Yeah, they did.
So I tell all the clients.
6-foot ceilings?
Before 1970, it's 5-foot ceilings, man.
Yeah. You have to
I don't know
crouch
what year it
down.
That's why all the door handles were like down by your knee.
Yeah.
In those old houses. All the mirrors and reflective surfaces were covered.
What?
I guess he just didn't want anybody to, I don't know.
Or he didn't want to, couldn't
He
bear the sight of himself?
Didn't want to see it himself, yeah. Covers it all up.
That's weird.
A plate of uneaten food and a bowl of bloody water were also found. The house was locked from the inside, implying the killer escaped through a window or had a key. There were several suspects, but still, despite
The Reverend?
I guess let's see here. Despite multiple investigations, no one was ever actually convicted. Though again, several suspects were emerged apparently.
And it couldn't have been somebody that, if it was his own weapon, it wasn't.
Right? He was also murdered. How do you? I mean, maybe he could murder yourself with an axe, but
I don't know.
I don't think so. Unless he did it some other way and left the axe there to make it seem like he was murdered.
So there are at least 5 suspects throughout this whole thing. One was Reverend George Kelly. Another was his name was Frank F. Jones. A William
Blackie?
Mansfield.
What race was he?
He's a white guy right here.
Where does it say he's white?
Nowhere. I just need to Paul Mueller. Oh, and a random drifter. And just like, I bet you it was that guy.
No, because how would he have gotten in?
I think they were just desperate.
I think it
Random
was
drifter.
somebody that these people knew.
They had to know. I'm sure. I mean, there's theories. But Reverend George Kelly, he was a traveling minister who attended the same church event as the Moore family. He was reportedly obsessed with the murders and confessed, but later
Did he recant it?
he recanted it. I felt like then it was him.
Yeah, it seems weird.
Known for being mentally unstable, he had a history of peeping and sending disturbing
Peeping?
letters.
Peeping, like
That's
a
what I
peeping
said,
Tom?
That peeping Tom. Like he was peeping in your
I
windows.
thought you said pee-pee, like pissing.
Well, he might have even probably pissing outside too.
Speaking of pissing, I got to piss.
I kind of do too.
All right, I'm going to go piss.
So Reverend George Kelly was tried twice. By the time the first trial ended, it ended in a hung jury. I don't know what that is.
Where they couldn't decide on a verdict.
Oh, like
Because it has to be, so like when you have it has to be, unanimous. The jury has to be unanimous in a decision.
Oh, I see.
If
So
they're
somebody
not, then
was-
it's a hung jury. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. The second, though, was resulted in just a acquittal. So, found not guilty.
If the glove don't fit, you must acquit.
Must have been the Kardashian lawyer.
Yeah. The O.J. Simpson trial. I was
Yeah.
hoping you'd pick that up.
So, Frank F. Jones was another suspect. He was a local businessman and Iowa State senator. Who had a grudge against Josiah Moore.
Damn, how do you piss off a senator? What did you do, Josiah, to piss off your state senator?
I stole his horses.
I mean, what else do you do, you know? Back in that day, like
He
how
stole
else?
his car.
Yeah.
Stole his car. I
When was the first car made?
think it was before. I don't know. When did Ford make cars? I feel like it was in early 19.
When was?
We are not
The
history
first.
buffs or whatever.
We're not much. When was it the first? Damn it.
Hashtag unqualified.
First car. 1885 to 1886. Carl Benz.
When?
Mercedes Benz.
In 1886, that you said?
Yeah.
Damn.
It looks like though. Look at
It's
it.
the first one.
That's a wagon.
Yeah, that is a wagon that had maybe like a quarter of of horsepower. Like that thing was. You had to fill your tank up
They
every
just
half
use, like,
mile.
fireworks behind it to like propel it.
Yeah, yeah. You had to hold a lighter there next to the engine.
Jimmy always lost a finger, but
Yeah,
needed him as a driver.
but we got it though. Mercedes Benz.
So Moore had apparently worked for Jones, but left to start his own business, and allegedly he took a lot of his clients.
It's business, baby.
Well, they liked me, not you, man.
It's business.
That's what happens.
No, like, non-competes back then.
Hell no.
He didn't sign anything.
There was no way non-competes were a thing. It was
No.
Wild West back then.
It was all just word of mouth. Probably said Jones.
He's probably just.
He's a senator.
I wonder if you could
Obviously,
defame
that's
people
like
back
creepy
then.
thing.
Yeah, you could just defame people back then, probably.
Cancel culture has always been around.
I'm sure he was like, yeah, Senator, what was it? Who was it? Frank? Senator Frank was. Dude, I heard he. Nah, I'm not going to say it.
But rumors suggested that Jones actually hired a hitman, but no solid evidence has connected him to it or confirmed it.
But like back then, what is solid evidence? You know what I
They
mean?
don't have text messages. Like, they don't have.
I feel like everything was word of mouth by then. Like, what can you have? Like, unless somebody wrote it down and actually signed their name, you think they had like people would be like penmanship?
I mean, I'm sure they had fingerprints back then because fingerprints aren't hard to like.
Yeah, but I'm sure they were like, oh, yeah, get this guy for me.
What?
Like, I'm sure they were just talking about it.
Your eyes are doing the crazy thing right now.
What do you mean?
She was like,
I don't know. I just feel like
You're rude.
I love you.
You don't have. I mean, 1912. There's no way you had any like. What was it called?
don't flip me off. Okay.
Like you didn't have any of the Dexter technology then, to be like blood spatter analysis.
I mean, I'm sure to an
Or-
extent you could.
I don't think so. I think it was literally just the sheriff, local sheriff that walks in and says, "Damn, they were murdered. I wonder by who."
Hey, look, a bloody axe.
That must have did it.
It was probably like a weapon thing. Like, oh, they've been murdered by the same weapon before.
These instances are probably what started. Like, hey, we need to have somebody who specializes.
Yeah,
Live and learn, man.
because we can't find this killer, and they're still out there, allegedly.
Allegedly. Like, well, the Reverend did say he did it, but then he said, "Just kidding." So I guess he didn't do it.
He's like, I did it. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Take it back. That doesn't count.
gotcha.
Doesn't count. I took it back.
Another suspect. His name was William Mansfield. Also
What was
known
his
as
nickname?
Blackie.
Okay.
apparently. But he was a serial killer suspected of other
What?
axe murders.
Okay, that's your guy right there. I think that's the guy.
I think that's why he was a suspect, because his favorite choice of
That's your
murdering
guy.
was by
Yeah,
his favorite weapon
he's a
is
serial killer. He does kills with the axe.
like, he's the axe guy.
Yeah, like, okay, I think we found our
Texas had the chainsaw.
guy. Who was going? You know what? I don't know. I don't think it's him. I don't think it's him. He checks a lot of boxes, but I don't think it's him. You know why? Because the Reverend George said he did it.
Yeah, Reverend did it. It was either Reverend or Blackie, or the senator.
Like, no, dude, it was Blackie Mansfeld.
Yeah,
Mansfield. Sorry,
Mansfield.
it was Blackie. It was Blackie.
Yeah. Blackie's wife and child were murdered in a similar manner in Illinois, though.
Gee, I wonder who did it.
He was investigated, but he had an alibi, so it cleared him.
Yeah, but like when you had an alibi back then, like did they check and like try to corroborate that alibi?
Probably not. I was at the bar. Dang.
I was on my horse out in the middle of nowhere.
Stella, my horse, can tell
You can't unverify that.
see the mud on her hooves.
I think you just slapped some mud on there before he came over. We got Paul Mueller.
Paul Mueller was also a suspect.
A possible serial killer?
Yeah, just a possible serial killer. He was linked to multiple axe murders across the U.S., but allegedly.
Okay, so we have two pretty good suspects.
2 axe murders. The Moore family murder matched. I can't read that. The modus
Operandi.
operandi.
Let me look it up. How are you gonna write something down and not like know what it?
Because I wanted to sound smart, but then I can't read the words.
What is it? Modus.
The modus
Here it is.
operandi.
A particular way or method of doing something, especially one that is characteristic.
Okay, so
or well established.
The Morse family murder matched those of other murders allegedly committed by Paul Mueller.
There you go.
There we go. And all those other cases. So they thought maybe him, or it was this random drifter, because the possibility of a transient or unknown killer, we can't rule him out.
Well, sure,
He seems odd.
but I feel like,
Add him to the list.
but like they're just saying a random drifter. They don't have like a guy identified.
They didn't have his name, but I wonder if they just
Exactly.
suspected him.
They're just like, oh, it might have been a random drifter. That's what they're saying, or else they would have named the random
I
drifter.
thought maybe they're just like, I don't want to name him.
Like, we don't have a guy, so
It was
it's probably
that guy
just
that walked
probably just
in
a
and-
random drifter.
That makes sense.
You don't randomly just kill 8 people.
Sure you do. How else would you get away with it? You gotta think about it though. Like probably the best to get away with murder would be going to murder someone you have no connection with. There is nothing that would tie you to them, except for the sport of wanting to kill somebody.
Well, I mean, if you look at the Idaho murders,
We still don't know, though.
yeah, we do. I'm pretty sure he was convicted. Like they were able
I
to
feel like you'd have a much better chance of getting away with it.
back
If you had
then.
no ties. Well, then you could just be their friend, hang out at their house, and be like, "It was locked." The Reverend was like, "All I had to do was say I was kidding, and they let me out."
That's crazy.
Well, there's a few theories about all this. Some theories believe that the killer was hiding in the house, waiting for the family to sleep. Others speculate that it was a
Ritualistic.
ritualistic, thank you,
You're welcome.
or personal revenge killing. So maybe that's where the
The senator.
senator came in. The crime might also be linked to other similar axe murders across the Midwest at that time. So those are the theories behind it. But after Reverend said just kidding, and then the jury was like, "That was a good joke. Let him off.
We can't decide.
He's good, not him." There was 2 axe murderers, but who knows if it
2
was him.
serial killers. whose mode of killing was axes.
But could have been the senator because he hated him, stole all his clients, or just the random guy that we still don't know.
Random drifter.
Had to have been him. Can't explain it, so just somebody random. But today, the house is basically like a historical home where, just a big known trauma event. Oh, I would wonder, kind of like the Amityville horror home, maybe. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So it is visited now by a bunch of people. The Villisca axe murder house now has a bunch of paranormal attraction where visitors can claim to experience disembodied voices, shadow figures, objects moving on their own. People have caught EVP recordings, doors opening and closing by themselves.
I'm always skeptical of that. The doors. Because there can always be like a draft somewhere that you're just unaware of. Or like the foundation has shifted.
Okay, but also, I get that for like creaking, like kind of like moving barely. But like at my house, the one I told you about where the door slammed, I mean, it was like slammed shut. Like I wanted to like go take the door off the hinges because I thought the kids were slamming the doors, and it's just me and Abel there. Check every window, every door. Everything's completely closed. Where's that draft?
I don't know. Somewhere.
Where?
I'm just kidding. I'm just being contrarian. I'm just being a contrarian.
I'm just saying. I feel like I understand that, but by ruling it out by looking around and depending on what the door opening and closing was. Like, did it open because like it was already latched, but now it opened? That doesn't seem like very drafty. The wind turned the doorknob.
I don't know. I'm just trying to be skeptic.
Pushed it open.
I'm just trying to be skeptic.
Well, this Villisca axe murder home has been featured on paranormal investigation shows like Ghost Adventures and Paranormal Lockdown.
Does that mean they locked themselves in? I will never lock myself in.
That's what we're literally doing when we go to the Sally house.
What?
Yeah. You lock yourself in there and you enjoy the ghost.
How do you lock? You can just undo the lock.
No.
What?
I switch it around, lock it, and I have the keys.
I don't think that's what's going to happen.
We'll see. You're like, why can't I get out of here?
I'll break a window.
You just forgot how to use doors.
Open them, turn the doorknob, and leave.
He can say lies, but he can't open a wooden door.
I'll just go through the garage door.
Or there's no garage.
What?
They didn't have cars in 19 whatever. Enough to where you'd be like, I'm gonna put my car in this garage.
They had cars.
Okay, they had cars, but they did not have a garage.
I mean, a doctor would have a car. He's got money. Especially the private practice.
What? Where's he gonna park it? Next to the surgery table?
That is a surgery table.
The car.
That's how we got people in there. Anyways, finish this story off. So we still got to read our
All right.
submission.
So the case remains unsolved and is considered one of the most brutal in U.S. history. The house is preserved as it was in 1912 for tours and investigations. It remains a source of speculation, mystery, and ghostly lore over a century's time.
Hell yeah.
Do you see my little chat GPT down here?
That's awesome. That's incredible. I'm intrigued. Put it on the list.
Yeah. I mean,
so do people think it's like it's the ghost? Well, obviously it's the ghost of the people that were killed.
that's
Like they don't feel like it's
assuming.
they don't feel like it's malevolent when they're there. They think it's
No. But if you come back to the
Because I mean, like, it's very vague. Shadow figures, like disembodied voices, but like
the theory of ritualistic or personal revenge killing, or maybe if it was ritualistic, then just for like ritual sacrifice. Maybe they went in there. Maybe they were already in the house because they were building an altar under wherever they were hiding in, doing their little seance prior to doing it, and then they had to sacrifice all 8 members. And then instead of the people being the ones haunting, it's actually just demonic.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, are the experiences people are having, are they malevolent, or is it like things are moving and it's like you're hearing people like they're responding to questions, but
I'm assuming
they're not like scratching people or.
I'm assuming they're having paranormal activity, any hauntings around, and they're assuming the hauntings are caused from or by the people that were murdered in the home.
Do they think it's mostly the kids? I feel like a lot of hauntings are like mostly kids. I don't know why.
An EVP, and we can add the EVP in.
Sure.
Suggests of a little girl talking, and they believe that they heard it's cold in here and they're wanting to go home, or it's cold in here and they're wanting something. So
whose EVP was that?
Somebody that did an investigation, and have it pulled up here. Whoever, Prism Paranormal, they did it.
Well, this was a long time ago. This is 12 years ago.
2013.
Dang. Okay. Yeah, you gotta have to send me that link.
Right.
So I can add it in.
I can feel the breeze again.
It hurts. Would you like to talk to us?
And credit these people. Prism Paranormal. Okay. Yeah, I would go there.
Yeah, sounds that 2.5 hours is not bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's read a fan submission, eh? So we have a fan submission from somebody near and dear to you. A Sarah W. I'm not going to say a last name because
I guess we can protect privacy or something.
yeah, we'll protect privacy. This was actually sent like a month ago.
We were wanting to read it when we go do the Sally investigation, but
Right, but that's what makes this a fun read, because
she was friends with the Pickman family that lived there,
Tony,
that started
who was
with Tony
always
Pickman,
getting
who started-
harassed.
Yeah, and
scratched.
Her daughter, who is my age, she said that's when she took him around, and I believe she said by the time she was 18 months is when I think too much activity was happening, so they kind of stopped going over there. But this is her stories from that time.
I mean, I get it. It says, "Hey Jake, there's so much to share. I'm sure I won't be able to get through them all, but I will try sending you the highlights. My experience began in late 92 or early 93. I was pregnant with my daughter when my husband and I met the Pickmans. We had a great relationship. We hit a great relationship off very well. Deborah and I'm assuming that's Deborah Pickman, and I had a lot in common, and we were both expecting our first child around the same time. Tony and Deborah shared their story about what they had been experiencing in the house. We were skeptical because we really didn't know them and just didn't know what to believe. They invited us over for dinner and games one Saturday night, so we went thinking this could be fun. We went over and it was quiet for about an hour. We started eating some dinner and just enjoying each other's company when it began. First, the lights flickered I'm assuming flickered. It says kickers. Lights flickered a little bit. I thought, okay, that was odd, but still not convinced it was anything paranormal. Then the lights went off one room at a time and back on. The TV shut off, then back on. I'm truly thinking, okay, one of them has some type of a switch, and that's what's going on. They want to get us going or something. They kept doing it. I looked at their hands or anything near them that could be causing the issues. I saw nothing ever. That's kind of interesting because like when my dad had that experience at the hotel where he woke up in the middle of the night and the bedroom, like the light was on in the room, he was like, they gotta have some switch somewhere and they mess with the lights or something. That's what that makes me think of.
Front desk.
The front desk people are just messing with you.
Watch this.
Watch this. Room 2130, whatever. Anyways, we started asking the spirit to turn off the living room light and it would do it. Then the TV, etc. Everything we asked it to do, it did. That's when that fates. That went on for a few months. Nothing too weird or scary, just fun and games. We really got into it sometime around or just after the time our daughter was born. The feel in the house began to change. The atmosphere started feeling heavy and dark at times. We still weren't afraid or felt as if we shouldn't go hang out. We enjoyed the fun and the Pickman's company. They are good people. The spirit now we know as Sally began to interact a little more. We left a crayon upstairs once and asked her to write on it how old she was. We told her we'd let her be and come back later. We heard some noises, so Tony snapped pictures. What we didn't see at the time until the photo was developed was that the crayon was upright at an angle as if someone was writing. When we went back up and looked at the paper, it said 7, like in a scribbled writing. So she must have been around the age of 7, we were assuming. At this point in our relationship with them, Tony started getting scratched, literally right in front of us. It would get cold and our hairs would stand up on end. Then Tony would just welt up right in front of us and bleed. His face, neck, arms, and chest. At this point, we were starting to be a little bothered, but not afraid. Weird, I know, lol. One corner of the dining room was always cold, and I felt off. One corner of the dining room felt cold. That reminds me of
My mom
the stories your mom talked about, her mom's house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I felt off when I stared at it. I commented a few times about it, and they agreed. Then came the TV crews along with psychic mediums. We didn't want to be seen on the shows, but we were always invited there. One medium pointed to that exact corner and said, "There, right there is where they are getting in. It's a portal." We all looked at each other with shock. He could see and feel many entities, most of which were not good. One photo Tony took one night showed a silhouette of a tall man with an old-fashioned bow tie and a rifle at his side. I believed he was referred to as MJ. This is where we started to become a little afraid. One night we went over and our daughter was looking at a wooden rocking horse they had. I told her to climb on it and ride it. It was bigger than the one she had, so I thought she was just a little intimidated by it. She leaned hard into me as I tried to urge her to hop on it. So Tony said, "Hey, look at me, I'll ride it and show you." So he hopped on it and started rocking. As soon as he did, the horse's let her ears shot fire straight in the air towards his face.
What?
I don't know. That was a sentence right there. As soon as he did, the horse's let her ears shoot fire straight in the air towards his face. He fell off backwards with a look of horror and shock. Mind you, leather doesn't burn. Mike and Tony tried relighting them and they would not burn. Crazy. There were so many other things that happened and it's just so much to type. I will say the last time we were there would haunt my husband and I to this day. As normal, we were just playing cards and having a good time. We heard noises upstairs, so we all ran up to see what it was. We really didn't see anything out of the ordinary, so my husband and I started back down the stairs. We were halfway down when we both felt that cold chill and very staticky feeling. We were completely... Their humidifier is probably not set right. We were completely suspended on the steps, couldn't move a muscle, and couldn't take a breath. I felt as if I were leaning forward but not moving at all. It felt like forever, but it wasn't more than about 5 seconds. We finally were able to move and went to the bottom of the steps. We looked at each other in terror, and each of us said, "That just happened, right?" Each of us confirmed the other's experience. After that, we decided things in that house had become just too much for us. We were afraid of bringing something home, so we didn't go back. Shortly after, the Pickmans moved and things settled down for them. It was an experience I'll never forget and one I never want to have again. I don't think I will ever go back in that house again. It's just too dark at this point. I understand skepticism because I was that skeptic. I will never again doubt anyone's experience. Like I said, there's too many stories to type, but it was endless in the Sally house. Also, I did not spell check. Lol. So sorry if it's messy. Also, Jake's a Thanks for listening. That's
coming from the illiterate Sarah.
Sarah, thank you so much for sending that. That was a tough read, but I got through it.
I will give her. She was pretty sick when I was like, send me all your Sally House stories, and she's like, I've been throwing up for 3 days. And I was like, well, type between your vomiting because I was
able to use context clues and piece it together, but what I think is really cool about that is they knew the Pickmans, and like Tony's like, I don't want to say the star of the show, but like a lot of the like evidence comes from him.
Yeah, I mean, it's just nice hearing from another party, like confirmation of it, because obviously, like when you're watching your TV, like the TV shows, I feel like of course they're going to go with it because you want content or just getting that theatrical response. But hearing it from people who actually experience themselves, be like, it's kind of crazy watching it. The fire thing, man, that's insane.
Yeah, I'm assuming that some fire came out of the ears.
Sounds like a fire shot out of the left ear, maybe. Is that what it was saying?
I think.
He was saying leather.
Oh, leather ears.
Okay.
He was talking about leather.
All right, Sarah, maybe you'll type it up and tell us.
Yeah, maybe when you see this, you can respond.
Was that as left or right ear or leather ears?
Well, you said let her, and I was like, okay, it's probably leather.
Maybe out of both ears.
Oh.
She was just saying leather ears, so both ears. But I don't even understand. Like, I don't even understand that.
All right, Sarah, we will see you on the 28th when you come with us to investigate.
No, she said she's not going back.
Exactly. That's why we'll see her there.
We'll interview her.
Yeah.
We'll do a quick interview.
You can stand inside with us.
Yeah. Outside.
Inside.
As we stand inside.
We'll lock at our lock-in.
Okay. But that was our first fan submission. So if you have any more paranormal stories, please send them.
Send
them
to real.hahahaunted@gmail.com. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
We don't know when our next investigation is going to be or what it's going to be.
Hopefully soon, though, because we'll get around your schedule.
You also need to do the Belvoir.
Oh, that's you. I was like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, I would love to go to the Belvoir. I need to reach out to them and see
The Oddfellows home.
the Oddfellows home, see where we can go.
A buddy of mine said that his fraternity brother, his family runs that place.
Oh.
So you need to.
So I was like, so can you hook us up? And he's like, I mean, I can like mutual connections that he could probably reach out to. So please do.
Because I think all we need to know is like where's the most haunted place? Because there's a ton of places in there, like the hospital, right. the orphanage, the hotel.
Yeah.
Like there's a ton of.
Parts.
But like I want to go. I would rather go to like the hospital because I feel like not many people are going to be over there.
Yeah.
Because it's still like a hotel, like, and it's a winery. Like there's a lot going on there. So I'd rather be in a part where there's not a lot of people.
I feel like if you follow the theory of trauma or people
I'm
dying,
sure
I feel like it'd be better than like. Why,
well, I know
why
at
is an
the
orphanage so scary.
Well, I know at the hospital. Well, the orphanage is like there's a piano that plays by itself. There's a little boy that's hangs out there like by the fireplace to stay warm or something. But the hospital is interesting because there's supposed to be a silhouette of an old man who still thinks it's a running hospital, and like he's stuck there.
Where's my meds?
Yeah. A nurse hasn't been in my room for 80 years.
I mean, it's been a lot of things.
Is this? I can't. I don't want to name drop a hospital, but
I could read your mind on that one.
Yeah, you could. But yeah, definitely Belvoir, definitely Sally House. The Castle House is kind of intriguing.
Which one's the Castle House again?
That was our second episode.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And then the Axe Murder House of Villisca.
I'm actually really intrigued for this one.
So am I. I'm intrigued just to see what the house looks like because they've preserved it. I'm assuming no one's like lived there.
Here.
I'm not going to answer anything.
You're not. You didn't do it last time.
I told you I wasn't going to. But yeah, let's wrap this up.
Okay.
That was a fun little crossover, true crime, paranormal.
I feel like all true crime can end up being paranormal as long as it's old enough, maybe. But when? How old does it have to be to become a ghost? Or do you just immediately become ghost and can haunt it? Because
I don't know.
It's always like it happened in old time.
Is there limestone there?
I was going to look that up, to be honest.
You should have. I wonder if there's a lot of limestone in Iowa near Villisca.
I got murdered and got stuck in this stone.
Yeah. God, to edit that out.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
But yeah, sorry for the long layoff, kind of almost 2 weeks. We had some changes that Bailey and I were dealing with work stuff, so that made things kind of hard.
Hey, personal things happen.
Yeah.
Sorry for the delay, but we're here. Another episode out.
But it's all good stuff. It's all good stuff. It just delayed it a little bit, but
It's fine. We'll see you again next time.
yeah. But yeah, if you've made it this far, thanks again for watching another episode, hanging out.
Joining us on audio version or
Another episode, another location. We've now filmed in 3 locations.
oh yeah, spice it up, man. You know, switch everything.
I guess.
Keep it.
Yeah. But like this video, if you enjoyed it, please subscribe to our channel. And please share this channel with your friends and family or anybody that likes paranormal.
And stay spooky, my fellow haunties.
Part of me dies when you say that, but
I love it.
I know you do. All right, we'll see you in the next one.